Mirae Advanced OmniVision 2D 3D Inspection Technology. Superior accuracy, superior performance, superior results.
Up close and personal. Welcome to the APEX booth here at IPC Expo. I'm joined by Bob Drake, who is the product manager. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you very much, Trevor. Good to see you.
Thank you. Now, APEX is it's a fairly new brand on the scene. Sometimes you get a little bit confused with the trade show.
Yes.
So maybe you can explain to our viewers who APEX is and where you came from.
Okay, sure. Well, I'm a new face at APEX. I've been here since the middle of last year. I have 20 years of experience in the industry, though, however. APEX has actually been around for 30 years in other industries. We are a division of our parent corporation, the Factory Automation Division, and they are a large corporation, over $80 million of sales last year.
Right, okay. So that's quite a sizable operation, but they're more involved in service industries and this that type of thing. So this is a kind of a new departure for them in some ways.
Yes, it is. They're trying to leverage their service and their contacts in the industry into a new area to diversify into the commercial sector.
Okay, that sounds good. Now, on the product lines, you're acting first of all like a distributor. Not say acting like, you are a distributor in the US market, which is traditionally run by manufacturers' reps. But you have the distribution, the exclusive distribution of these lines that we're going to talk about here, supported by a countrywide network of reps. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. We have full service sales and service support in our office out of Chantilly, Virginia, just outside of Washington, and we have a network of reps spread around the country for sales and for help with service and sales nationwide.
Right. Okay. So do you just keep to domestic U.S. or do you go into Canada and down to Mexico, or where
Yes,
do you?
we have reps in Canada, and we're looking to expand into Mexico.
Now, looking at the products, the one thing that immediately strikes me is that they all seem to be Korean.
Funny coincidence, yes. Our ownership is Korean. They have a good network of contacts in Korea and have leveraged some of those contacts to create the relationships we have with Mirae, with some of the other products that we're going to talk about in a minute.
Right, okay. So talking about the products, I think one of the most significant ones is the one we're standing in front of, which is the MR40L, which is the top of the range Mirae machine. Yes. So can you tell us some of the features, maybe what the CPH is, number of gantries, heads, etc.?
Sure. This is the MR40L. It's the top of our line, IPC rated 42,000 parts an hour. Some of the key differentiators of this product is that we use full linear motor motion, which is really unheard of in the price point that these medium volume machines, medium price machines are. We also have more feeder slots than many of our competitors. Really excellent MPI software, standard with the machine, not as an extra cost option. And intelligent feeders are also standard on the machine. So it's a really full-featured product at a medium volume machine price.
Right. Okay, so it's got 128 millimeter feeder capacity.
Correct, yes.
One of the things, just as an aside question here, when you're a company's making a decision about a new pick and place machine, one of the big issues is the inventory of feeders. How do you help a customer through that transition?
Well, we have a feeder exchange system that's an option. It will change the entire feeder bar out at a time. We can do offline setup and offline verification, so that literally you can have instant, really changeover in less than a minute or two. Or we can also do what we call feeder anywhere, where you can have a program on a machine and say you want to run a new product. You can actually optimize the program to use all the feeders that are on the machine currently, add any new parts around those, so you don't have to do a full, complete setup for a new product, even if you just bring it right down and say, I need to run this right now.
So you can add feeders on the fly?
Yes, you can add and remove feeders on the fly. Particularly when they run out, the machine will go to an extra feeder. If you have an alternate feeder set up and you can remove the other feeder, they slide out, not up. There's a dovetail that prevents the feeder from coming up inside the machine, which could cause a head crash. It cannot physically happen in this machine.
So the other well-known Korean machine you have in your inventory is the SJ Innotech printer. It's a very innovative printer, and it usually, in many of the models, incorporates inspection and other facilities. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we actually have with our SJ520 SPI and 850 SPI the only printer in the world that completely includes a complete 3D SPI system in series from the printing process. In fact, we won an NPI award this year at the show for that, and we're very proud of that. Most other machines have to have a printer, and they can either do sampling of 2 or 3D on the machine, but if you do a full board, then you're going to completely utilize the time, and your cycle time will go terribly much longer. We actually print a board, and then the next product is inspected while the first board is being printed, and that feedback is automatically sent back through the system to correct for X, Y, R, offsets, squeegee pressure, speed, and all kinds of performance parameters.
No, it makes a lot of sense having them combined, but I mean, do you get some economies of scale with using the same box, as it were? And
Absolutely, yes. Typically, you'd have a printer, a conveyor, and an external XPI unit. You've got 3 pieces you've got to buy, inventory, bring in, install, hook together. And you may have to do some external software to have the SPI to communicate with the printer. Ours, it's all in one, so there's no muss, no fuss. Much smaller box, less footprint on the floor, less cost to the customer.
Right, excellent. Now, and finally, the new boy on the block is Xavis. Is that how you say it?
Correct.
Xavis.
Yes. We have 2 new products we're introducing at the show. Xavis X-Ray. It's another Korean product. Very good X-ray capability, both in 2D and 3D, even full CT capability at a medium price. Again, what we're trying to do is introduce products that have premium capabilities compared to the big guys in the industry, but at a lower cost point. So we're very excited about that.
Okay, so very quickly, walk us through the technology there. Is it open tube, closed tube? Does it do oblique angles? What is the...
Yeah, good questions. Obviously, you know something about X-ray. So our base model, the A series, is a standard 2D X-ray. We can put cone beam on it, which we call our small CT option. It's a relatively inexpensive, about $20,000 option, which will allow full 360 CT capability of small objects or cut out sections of board. So we call that destructive, testing. Now, the H series is our full-featured machine, bigger machine, a little bit more expensive, but it will do full oblique CT, so you can put a full board up to 13-inch by 13-inch square and CT the entire product with a 7-axis motion system to get full CT and render it offline.
Right. So that's non-destructive then?
Yes, correct. Non-destructive testing, which is really kind of the holy grail and the ideal that everybody wants, but there is an extra cost to that extra feature, of course.
Well, Bob, we could probably stand and talk all day because you've got so many different things here. I think the last one we're going to talk about is Nordson-DIMA. That's probably one of the newer ones to your line.
That's also new that we're also introducing that at the show. Nordson-DIMA fits nicely in our product line as a prototype / low volume SMT solution for our customers. Mirae is kind of, we call the medium volume to higher volume product line. We're focusing on the ATOS machine from DIMA as kind of a runner model. It's a single head machine, does 3,000 to 4,000 parts an hour. It's small and expensive, yet it'll hold up to 120 feeder slots, and that's 8s and 12s. So quite a large capacity on a very small machine, perfect for lab type environments, prototype or low volume applications.
That's great. And of course, with the recent acquisition of DIMA by Nordson, that company's going to have probably a very bright future in terms of R&D development path.
Yes, I think it's going to be a good thing for everybody. The other thing, of course, DIMA has is manual pick and place, some small reflow ovens, so they can really supply through that platform an entire low volume to prototype SMT line at a very reasonable price.
Really good prototyping line. Okay, well, Bob, thank you very much once again for giving us a walkthrough on everything on the APEX booth, and we wish you, of course, the best for the future.
Thank you very much, Trevor.
Thank you.